Hi, I'm Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be the January Tarotscope for the sign of Cancer. All right, Cancer, I have laid out your cards for the 4 weeks of January. I'm just going to move them down here a little bit so it's a little bit easier to see, a little bit easier for me to reach. And I've also pulled out 2 oracle cards for you. One is from Black Moon Astrology, and this is from the Wild Goddess Oracle by Amy Zerner and Monte Ferber. Close. I'll hold up the, I'll list the links to where to get them in the description. And let's get going with your reading. So the first card is the King of Wands. So Cancer, this represents somebody who's very inventive and inspirational in your life. Somebody who has really mastered the art of being himself or herself. So you might want to take a cue from this person. He's very inventive. He has created a house cleaning tool that he can wield from the comfort of his armchair. And he's suggesting that you might also like to be creative in your ways of solving problems in your own life. And the next card for the first week in January is Justice. And this says that if there's anything that's going to court, anything that has to be decided one way or the other by the court system, that you probably will come out on the winning end. It also means, though, that wherever justice is being wielded, you have to be careful. If you're not on the upside of things, then you will get the punishment you deserve. But if you have been accused falsely, or you're not in the wrong, the other person's in the wrong, then it will come out in your favor. The Nine of Cups tells me that whatever justice is being wielded is going to be in your favor. Nine of Cups is the card for wishes coming true. So this is saying that everything that you're actually wishing for, you are going to be getting in that first week of January. So if you've been waiting on a decision for something that's coming down in January, look for it to be a favorable outcome. In the second week, we have the Eight of Swords, and this lovely girl is pimentoed or skewered to the hors d'oeuvres, and she's just trapped. So she feels trapped, but she's trapped of her own device. So usually in the Eight of Swords, this is the woman with the 8 swords around her, and she's bound to one of them and blindfolded. I don't think you have to worry too much about this. The next 2 cards are rather positive. So I think what you need to do is let yourself off the hook, forgive yourself, let yourself go, and get out from under that pimento skewer. And then we have the 2 of Swords, which is you needing to make a decision. Swords usually do have to do with ideas, concepts, words, thoughts. I just want you to see this card a little clearer. Okay, so you can take that blindfold off if you want to, and see the choices more clearly. In this instance, you're not really seeing the choices in front of you because you've got a blindfold on. So you may need to take off that blindfold and examine things in a more thorough manner before you can make that decision. And that is probably what is holding you back. See, there's something that you're doing for yourself that holds you back from being able to make this decision, and I think it's that you're not looking clearly at the choices in front of you. The 6 of Pentacles, the card of generosity. This tells me that there is somebody who's willing to lend you a helping hand, and that you're not going to be deprived of whatever it is that you actually need. In fact, people are reaching a hand out to lift you up, so you can certainly get all that you need out of this second week of January. I should also mention at this point that Mercury is going retrograde on January 14th. So at that point, you're going to want to hunker down and not make any, big new decisions about jobs or sign contracts or anything like that. Be ready for small appliances to go kaflooey. You know the drill. And I've got a video all about Mercury's retrogrades in the air signs. It's in the playlist at the end. Then at the beginning of the third week, we have the Fool. So this card in this deck indicates that you do need to start out a new journey for something. So whatever it is that you were trying to make do with in the first 2 weeks of January, you're probably going to scrap all that and try something new. So the Fool is just saying that you're kind of just leaving it all in the dust and starting out on a completely different journey. And that may be right. You may just throw it all in. And by doing that, you become the star. You become the center of attention. Everybody thinks that your decisions are the best decisions, and people will probably start mimicking you. And the star is the one who gets to start a new project. So everything in this third week is saying yes, yes, yes to a new project. You are the one who is going to be starting that new project, and you will be known for that new project. So that's really good. And that's really weird because Mercury is retrograde and you're not supposed to start things that are new. However, you're not supposed to do things like start a new job or sign a contract or buy small appliances and electronics. But it doesn't say specifically that you can't begin the ideas and planning and even some of the execution for a new project of some sort. So that's a little bit different. Mercury does rule, what's it called? Commerce. So if it's a new business that you're creating, I would just do the planning stages, not the actual executing stages. But anything else, I think, it's probably okay if it's a project to get started on it. Now, the Six of Cups begins the fourth week, and this is the card for nostalgia. So in this deck, it doesn't show the nostalgia, it just shows a little girl drinking pink lemonade, but there are 6 cups. So this is an emotional reaction to things that you're doing. Maybe something about your new project is reminding you of things in the past, maybe a business one of your parents had or your brother or something like that in the past, and you've decided that you're either going to replicate it or something about your new project is going to pay homage to this memory of what has gone before. And then we have the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man in the fourth week of January may be telling you to slow down and is going to force you to slow down and try to take a different point of view in whatever it is you're doing. Now, it may have to do with this project that you're doing that you started in the third week, or it could be something else entirely. Nevertheless, the universe is saying to you, hey, there's a different way of looking at things, and you need to figure it out. And the next card goes along with that. It is the Moon. And in this deck, the Moon is telling us you need to use your intuition, not just your dreams, but whatever comes to you through intuition. You need to listen to your intuition and use that in order to gain a new perspective and in order to deal with whatever challenges are cropping up in your life. So that's what's going on with the tarot cards, Cancer. So then I chose an oracle card from the Wild Goddess Oracle deck. It was really cool. It's the Dawn. Very pretty card. And the Dawn shows the figure of the dawn walking through the land and also a small child. So this card is saying all things that are new are possible now. So if you're starting anything new, which it looks like in the third week in January, you will be starting something new. That's a good thing for you to be focusing on right now. I'm just going to put this down, and I am going to pick up the guidebook for this deck because it's a brand new deck for me. I have not worked with it before. And I'm just going to find the little section on this card. It just says, do not be discouraged if things look dark and hopeless. The sun rises each day, revealing new possibilities and renewed hope. This card is a promise. Much as the rainbow was a sign to Noah that a new day was arriving, this card says that everything good is possible if we put ourselves right with the wild goddess within us. It is a sign that all is not lost and that good may still come from the situation at hand. So this is really a positive card, and it's saying that, yeah, once you get this new perspective, then you can go forward with something that's really, really positive and hopeful and new. And then when I pulled the astrology cards from the Black Moon Astrology deck, I pulled 2 cards. I pulled Mercury and the air element. So Mercury is ruled by Thoth, the messenger of the gods also. And this rules your mind. And Cancer, sometimes you feel your way through life and you don't use your mind enough. And the next card that came with it is also having to do with your mind. It's the air element for communication. So I think for you, working on communication, on communicating with people rather than just feeling and reacting to things, Cancer, which is your normal way of handling things, I think using communications will be very effective for you. And if you don't like talking to people, you can write it to them. You can send them an email or a text, or you can write them a note or a memo or something. I think texts are not so great if it comes to business, but texts are fine for personal communications, but emails and writing memos and things are fine for business too. So in general, when you're dealing with challenges having to do with other people, maybe use communication, talking, writing, also listening. Very, very effective. And realize that the new thing that you're trying to accomplish is blessed. It is really what you should be doing. It's a good move for you to make right now. Okay, that's what I have for you, Cancer. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end. I really enjoy doing these videos. Please leave me a comment or two down below and let me know how the reading hit. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm just so grateful for all of you watching out there, and I hope that these readings really hit the mark. Thank you so much, Cancer. Have a wonderful January, a wonderful 2022, and I will see you next time.